Welcome back to Module 3. In the previous lesson, we focused on securing your home network, a crucial step in protecting your digital environment. But working from home presents additional cybersecurity challenges, especially when it comes to keeping work devices and data secure. In this lesson, we'll dive into best practices for safeguarding the devices, data, and tools used for work in a remote setting. Whether you're using a company-issued laptop, accessing cloud services, or sharing documents with colleagues, following these steps will help ensure that your work environment remains secure and compliant. Let's get started by exploring the key strategies to protect your work from home devices and data. Your work devices, whether they're laptops, smartphones, or tablets, are essential to your productivity, but they're also prime targets for cyber attacks. Securing these devices goes beyond locking them with a password. Let's look at some critical steps to ensure that your work devices are properly protected. 1.1 Enable device encryption. One of the most effective ways to protect the data on your device is through encryption. Encryption scrambles the data on your device so that even if someone gains access to it, they can't read the information without the decryption key. For Windows devices, use BitLocker to encrypt your entire hard drive. On macOS, enable File Vault to encrypt your data. For smartphones, both Android and iOS offer built-in encryption options that should be turned on. This way, even if your device is lost or stolen, the data stored on it will be unreadable to unauthorized users. Another must-have security feature for work devices is the ability to remotely wipe them in case they are lost or stolen. Most modern devices offer built-in remote wipe functionality, allowing you or your IT team to erase all data from the device if it falls into the wrong hands. For Windows and Mac OS, work with your company's IT team to enable remote wipe solutions. For iPhones, you can use Find My iPhone to erase your device remotely. For Android, the Find My Device feature allows you to wipe your phone from a distance. This feature provides peace of mind, knowing that if your device is compromised, your sensitive data won't be. MDM. If your organization provides devices to remote employees, it's a good idea to use a mobile device management MDM solution. MDM allows your company's IT department to remotely manage, monitor, and secure all work devices. With MDM, IT teams can enforce security policies, remotely install security updates and patches, lock or wipe devices that are lost or compromised, monitor device usage to detect any suspicious activity. If you're using personal devices for work, consider asking your employer if they offer MDM to enhance the security of your own device. When working remotely, much of your data is likely stored in the cloud, and collaboration happens through online tools. These tools provide convenience, but they also introduce security risks if not properly managed. Let's look at best practices for using cloud storage and collaboration tools safely. Whether you're storing files in Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, or another cloud platform, it's important to ensure that the service you're using is secure. Here's what to look for. End-to-end encryption. Ensure that the platform encrypts your data both while it's being transmitted and when it's stored on their servers. Two-factor authentication. 2FA always enable 2FA for cloud accounts to add an extra layer of protection. Manage permissions. Regularly review who has access to your files and ensure that only authorized individuals can view, edit, or share sensitive data. Also, avoid using personal cloud accounts for work purposes, as this can lead to data breaches if your personal accounts aren't as secure as your company's accounts. When working on documents or projects with your team, it's important to follow best practices for collaboration in the cloud. Whether you're working in Google Docs, Microsoft Teams, or any other platform, keep these tips in mind. Use strong access controls. Only give people the level of access they need, e.g., view only, comment only, or full editing rights. Revoke access when someone no longer needs it. Use version history. Many collaboration tools offer version history, which allows you to track changes and revert to previous versions if necessary. This can be helpful in case of accidental deletions or unauthorized edits. Audit shared files. Regularly audit files and folders to ensure that no one outside your organization has access. This is especially important for sensitive data, such as financial documents or customer information. When working from home, it's easy to become complacent about data privacy. However, handling sensitive information improperly can lead to data breaches and legal complications. Let's look at how to keep data private and secure in a remote work environment. Different types of data require different levels of protection. Your company likely has data classification guidelines that specify how to handle public, private, confidential, and highly sensitive data. Public data can be shared freely without risk. Private data includes information about employees or customers that should be protected but can be shared with authorized individuals. Confidential data requires a higher level of protection and should only be shared with trusted parties. Highly sensitive data, such as financial records or intellectual property, should be encrypted and handled with extreme caution. Always follow your company's policies on how to store, access, and share each type of data, especially when working remotely. Working from home may not always mean working from your home. If you find yourself in a coffee shop, hotel, or other public space, it's important to be cautious about public Wi Fi networks. Public Wi Fi is often unsecured, meaning that anyone on the same network could potentially intercept the data you're sending and receiving. To stay safe, use a VPN, virtual private network, to encrypt your connection when using public Wi Fi. Avoid accessing sensitive information, such as banking sites or confidential company files, on unsecured networks. If possible, use your mobile hotspot or a secure network instead of relying on public Wi Fi. When working remotely, it's important to ensure that sensitive data is securely deleted when no longer needed. Simply moving files to the trash or recycle bin isn't enough, as they can still be recovered. Use file shredding tools to permanently delete files from your device. For sensitive documents, ensure that files are deleted from the cloud after they've served their purpose. Consider using encrypted external drives to store sensitive information temporarily and securely erase them once the files are no longer needed. Even with strong security measures in place, cyber incidents can still happen. As a remote worker, it's important to know how to report security incidents to your company's IT or security team. Report suspicious activity immediately. Whether you notice unusual activity on your device or receive a phishing email, it's essential to report it to your IT department as soon as possible. Early reporting can prevent minor incidents from escalating into major security breaches. Be familiar with your company's incident reporting process, including who to contact and what information to provide. If you suspect that your device has been compromised, disconnect from the network and alert your IT team right away. Regular security check-ins with IT. As a remote worker, you may not have the same access to on-site IT support as office-based employees. However, it's still important to maintain regular check-ins with your IT department. Schedule periodic security reviews with IT to ensure that your devices are up to date with the latest patches and security configurations. Participate in any security training or refresher courses your company offers to stay current on the latest threats and defense strategies. Securing your work devices and data is just as important as securing your home network. By following these best practices, you'll ensure that both your personal and professional information remains safe while working remotely. From encrypting your devices to using secure cloud platforms, these steps will help protect you and your company from cyber threats. In the next module, we'll dive into the human element of cybersecurity, how hackers use social engineering to manipulate individuals, and how you can defend against these psychological attacks.